Okay, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Yes, we did, girls.
Jokes. Kardashian trend. But we're back, guys.
We're back. It's been so long, butter.
How long has it been?
Maybe like 2 months.
2 months? Really?
Close
yeah,
to
it was
7
pretty,
weeks, probably.
the end of my pregnancy. I remember I couldn't string a sentence together to save myself. Like my brain was just dead.
Mm,
And I'm probably going to be the same today. I don't even know. I haven't even talked for a long time, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just like wrapped up in postpartum and being with a newborn. So I don't really have these like long conversations with anyone
yeah, hard out.
unless it's a doctor. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had our little girl. 'Cause we didn't know the gender. So we had a little girl.
Little girl, Sydney.
Little Sydney.
We were more prepared for a boy than a girl.
We definitely were.
We had like 17 boys' names and no girl names.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. She didn't actually have a name, for a good... Well, like, we knew that was, like, one of our options.
Yeah.
Sydney was definitely one of our options, but we weren't... We were just so sure we were having a boy, you guys.
Hard out.
Like, we were so sure. And our name, we loved our boy name so much.
I know.
Like, the meaning, like, it was just very us. Very Ether Evolution, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Were you gutted?
A little bit.
Were you?
Yeah, but like, I was kind of happy for Tommy as well. I was like, oh yeah, sweet, just one
Yeah.
little boy. But like at the time, I was like, I did the exact same thing. Like I was looking, I was like, are those swollen balls? Like, what the hell is that? And I was like trying to look for the dick, and the lady didn't even say.
No, she said what it was.
Did she?
Yes,
You
that's
asked.
how I found out what it was.
Yeah, because we asked. Because you were like, what is it? And I was like, yeah, you didn't even remember. You're high on drugs. Nah, she just held it up and then put the baby back down. And then we were like, you're like, what is it? And I was like, oh, what was it? She's like, oh, it's a girl. I was like,
because did she not show the whole body?
yeah, she did. But like, I was confused. And then she put the baby back down. But didn't, like,
Why haven't we talked about this?
they should have held the baby in the air and been like, it's a girl or like, it's a boy. Not like.
What, can't you tell what your baby is
Nah.
by looking at its private?
No, have you seen it when it first comes out?
No, I can't really remember.
They're like fucking balloons.
Hypnosis drugs.
You can't really tell because like when Tommy was born, his nut sacks were huge.
Yeah. Baby boys, when they're born, it's like that.
Yeah. So I was like, and then when Callie was born, it was swollen, like, and I was like, the fuck is that? And then it was the same thing with her. I was like, fuck, what the hell?
That is so funny.
Very surprised.
I
though.
remember being really surprised when they're like, it's a girl. I remember being like, what?
Yeah, same.
Because I didn't have a feeling my whole pregnancy what she was. But I always said he, and then towards the end we got really sure,
Yeah.
We got really sure that it was a boy.
Yeah, hard out. We were like fully locked in on a boy.
Yeah, we were. Crazy.
Fuck. But that whole thing was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
The whole fucking day. Like even like just the way mums that go for C-sections, they get treated like it's just a normal surgery.
Yeah.
Like
no, I feel like that one was really different to the one with Kelly. Obviously, Tommy was an emergency because we didn't know about my bone yet.
Yeah.
But like with Kelly, I didn't feel like that. That was weird.
I know.
When I told my midwife, she was like, what? Like, you kind of like lined up for a day surgery. You know, they're like...
Go, babe.
We've got the monitor on. Yeah, that was a way different experience, I reckon, compared to Kelly. Like, so basically, so I have a joined pelvic bone. So most people have a pubic symphysis, which is a bit of cartilage between your pelvis, and it starts to open during your pregnancy. And I don't have that. I just have a flat bone.
Wish I knew about that before I was with you.
My mum has the same thing, and they said it is like it's really rare but very hereditary. So hereditary. It runs in the family. But yeah, so this was my third cesarean. And so this time we were just like in a room, and then a lady came and got us, and we walked down a level down to pre-op, and then we just got put in this like tiny little office.
Yeah.
It was like an office.
They're like backed into like a
Like it was
data room.
Yeah, it was like a data room. Like it just had like a computer, and she basically just like gave me like my gown and my stockings and my head net and your stuff.
Yeah.
And then was like, all right, we'll come and get you when it's your turn. And we're just sitting in this little data room. Like, what is going on? And then they came and got us and put us in with, I'm guessing it was a bunch of women having gastric sleeves. Everyone was huge.
Yeah, maybe. Everybody was, or maybe people were just obese there. But it was like a day waiting.
Yeah.
Like
so there's like no
room.
privacy. Obviously, you can't wear underwear for your cesarean. So I'm like titties out, no undies on, just sitting with these people, like trying to cover myself. Like I just didn't feel like relaxed and like I was about to have a baby, and there was any sort of warmth towards me at all. It was just really weird. So like I'm already so nervous because I just am so scared of surgery in general. I just think being awake in a surgery is the most fucked up thing in the world. But obviously I don't want to be knocked out when my baby comes. So I start like panicking, and then just like walk kind of around the corner, and I was just like, I just can't like sit there and cry in front of these people, and like I just feel like my tits were out, and like I just felt really exposed, you know, and like my belly was so big, so the back wasn't staying closed on my dress. Like it was just crazy. But anyway, then we went into the birth, and I feel like the vibes were off from the start. It's giving vibes were off from the start.
Yeah, hard out. Yeah, because we finally got like, I went in, she was just waiting, like leaning on a wall. And I was like, what the fuck? So I went into like where the nurses and shit are.
We just had to go and get the little cutie. She's awake. She sleeps best on her daddy while her daddy's talking. So she's joining us.
Yeah. So, yeah, she was like leaning against this wall, and I was like, what the fuck? So I went and found a nurse and was like, we need an actual room. We're about to have a little baby. And then one of the nurses was like, I'll sort something out. Got us a room. Oh, not even a room, just got us a little bed. And
we just like were behind a curtain and had some privacy.
Yeah, whatever those little rooms are, cubicles or something. And then, yeah, we finally got some privacy and got to relax for a bit. But, fuck, yeah, the whole thing was off from the start.
Yeah, it didn't go well, basically. I don't even know where to begin. Like, the cesarean, I think, went well, like, but, yeah, basically, they like, afterwards, when they were stitching me up, they accidentally sewed my bladder to my uterus. And then when they tried to undo what they had done, they cut open the whole top of my bladder, and I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something was wrong. Like I could just feel the energy change. I think I had her on my chest, did I? Or did you?
Nah, you had it for a bit.
Yeah, I remember she was on my chest, but I remember asking you to take her because I felt something was off. And then I don't remember anything else because they gave me like this hypnotic drug that makes you basically forget. Loved how you were really good with your voice during that whole thing. Like you always spoke up, like demanding us going into a room, or even like in the surgery when everything went wrong and you were like, you need to knock her out. Like you can't keep her awake during this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was just hectic. Like,
What was it actually like for you?
it was hectic. I had to,
I don't even think I've like asked your like POV.
yeah, hard. Nah, it was just hectic. I only got hectic when the like surgeon and the other surgeon started panicking. Like they were like, oh, they like went quiet, and then they were like, oh, let's just do this. And then I like looked over and I could see what they're doing, and it didn't look like they were closing you up. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then they went and told another midwife. Then she came around and told your midwife. Um, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna have to call a specialist then. I was like, what the fuck? And then Mel told me what happened, and I was like, how the fuck does that happen? And then so at that time I'm like panicking hard. I'm already planning everyone's murder. Like I'm like, yo, fuck, I gotta like, I'm trying to think like, okay, our parents will look after the kids. Your parents definitely will look after the kids. Like that will be sweet. We've got a house where they can live.
Shut up.
Like I was literally like thinking like that, and I was like, okay, like, cause really, like when you mean like you're gonna, if you say like I'll die for my missus or like I'll die for my family members, that's what it means. It means you'll lose your life outside of prison. Like that's how deep I was gonna go, because I was like, fuck, what the fuck did these idiots do? Um, so I was panicking like that, and then they called some specialist in, and then it took like, they were like, okay, he's gonna be like 45 minutes, and I was like, what the fuck? So that whole time,
Yeah, because he would have come over from urology, so that where I had my stents removed and the repair work done, that was in that new hospital, and he's like a urologist over there, so he would have been like had his whole day of surgery, like what I was a part of, and have to like scrap his whole day and come over and fix what they had done to me.
like once he turned up, the whole mood changed. So
What
like,
was I doing? Was I awake that whole
nah,
time? Or like,
I told them like, I was like, as soon as I seen people panicking, I was like, you guys gotta knock her out.
oh yeah, I can actually remember you saying that.
I was like,
It's
you,
weird, like, because they gave me this hypnosis drug and it makes you forget everything, like traumatic stuff. Like, but I can still, you're not asleep though. But like, I can remember, it's like a really heavy sedation, but being awake. And I can remember like certain little bits. I can remember the energy shift. I can remember Tim saying, you just need to knock her out. Like, this is not fair. Um, it was something else I remembered. I can't remember, but yeah.
yeah. So that whole time I'm holding the baby like freshly newborn, don't not even like supposed to be over a mama. Um, and I was like, fuck, what the fuck are we gonna do?
And so what happened? Like, what was it like? So you said that they moved me or something.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, let's move on to another bed right now. And then the surgeons were like, no, 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 let's just wait for urology to get here. But then once he turned up, like the whole energy changed. She was like, oh, da 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 da. Because before that, they were like, oh, do you want to go? Do you want to leave the room to me? And I was like, nah, all good, I'll stay here. Um, so then Mal was holding baby.
Mal's my midwife.
Yeah, was holding Sydney, and I was just like staying by you. And then yeah, from there we. Oh, then when he came in and the whole mood changed, and then they were like, "Oh, do you want to like go down now?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'll go down now," because he just took control of the whole thing.
Yeah, and you felt like he
Yeah,
was
he was
all
just
good.
yeah, he was like a little angel coming in.
He was so nice.
Yeah, hard out.
Like the nicest guy. Um yeah, so I don't know what they did. I know that they had to do a massive cleanup. Obviously, it would have been a huge infection, like urine going all through my
Yeah,
stomach and like my organs and stuff, and then obviously stitch the bladder up. And then they also put stents in, which is like these two poles going from my kidneys to my bladder, to like hold it up basically, and to make sure like my kidneys were flowing properly into my bladder,
yeah,
I think. So yeah, I think it was about 4 hours. We had baby at 11, and I got to be with Tim and the baby and my mum at around like 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's like 5 hours.
Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, the whole time it was just me and the baby, and then her mum turned up, and I was like, "Fuck, this is all good."
It must have been crazy for my mum as well because my mum turned up and it was only Tim and the baby.
Yeah, she turned up in the room like ready to surprise,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was just us two in the
What
in
was
the
she
room.
like? Was she like,
She's like, "Where's Max?" I was like, "Oh fuck." Told her about it, and she was just like, "What the hell?" So the whole thing was pretty crazy that whole time.
yeah, it was really crazy when I woke up as well because I was just like in like the recovery part and obviously I had no idea what had happened, like no recollection, and there was no one there with me, like no one there to be like, this is what happened. So I just woke up and was like, where the fuck is my baby? Like,
Mm.
where is my baby? Where's my man? Like, what the fuck is going on? And none of the nurses that were down there knew anything. They just, they were just treating me as a recovery patient. And so I'm like asking them, like, where am I? What happened? Like, what is going on? Where's my fucking baby? And then there was one nurse that walked across that was like in theater. And she's like, your baby's fine, like, is absolutely perfect. She's with your husband. She's had some colostrum, which was another crazy thing. So, like, my third baby, I've never collected my colostrum before. And this time I collected my colostrum, I froze it, I took it to the hospital. Like, they would have put baby on formula if I hadn't have done that. So Tim was able to feed Sydney my colostrum while I was out. And also I that's the other thing that I remember. I remember my midwife expressing colostrum from my boobs
Oh
as they
yeah.
were doing surgery on me.
Mm.
And it's weird, like, although it was such a crazy thing was going on, I remember thinking this must look so funny that I'm like getting operated on. I'm like whacked out, and my midwife is there like milking me like a cow.
Yeah.
I remember just thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. At least my baby's gonna like be fed from me and everything. So yeah, it was really wild that I did that. Like, I must have not known, but like, I don't know. I guess the universe just had my back there
Yeah.
because I was like expressing, I was like really into it this time. I was like so obsessed every night with like getting colostrum out of my boobs and freezing it for my girl.
Mm.
So that was really, really lucky. I still can't believe, like, honestly, I get so, like, I don't know. And it's crazy because Tim and I are really good with like planning and stuff when it comes to like if something was to go wrong. So, like, we have plans because obviously anything can happen. So, we always talk about like what to do if something was to happen to me and I can't like be there and have a voice or
Mm.
say anything. So, we make plans like my sister and my sister in law had just had babies like a week before me. So, he knew to contact them to get breast milk until we were able to like um get donated milk, if that was the case, if it went on any further.
Mm.
So he had already done that. He's just like, the girls are offering their milk and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you like listened and remembered our plan. And, because like anything can happen. You have to be prepared. So I'm like, if I can tell anyone to do anything, is like, definitely get that colostrum
Yeah.
and take it to the hospital, whatever, and have like a clear plan in place with your man. Yeah, Tim knows exactly what I want, what I think is okay. For anytime that I might feel vulnerable or like pressured or just like weak.
Mm.
So you did a really good job.
Yeah, was working under high stress levels, but it was actually all good as well. Some part. Some people are like, "How are you doing this?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, I'm used to the pressure." Like at that point, you're already
Yeah.
gone through heaps of pressure.
Do you mean like the aftermath of my recovery and
Yeah.
having to do the kids and stuff?
Nah, just at the time, like the nurses and they were like in the hospital, just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you have to deal with that." Things like that, and I was like, it was actually all good at that time because the first stage was intense, but once you can get through that pressure, you become a diamond.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
And the midwives at the hospital were just amazing. We had my sister-in-law's sister looking after us by coincidence. So that made it so much better. Just like having someone I knew and like someone that has kids, you know, and I know her as a mother as well. And I just felt like really safe and like happy to be with her. And all the midwives at the hospital are like 10 out of 10. You just can't. Oh, why am I getting emotional? I don't want to get. The level of care from midwives are crazy. Like my personal midwife has just like fuck my life. Like my actual midwife, she's looked after me for all 3 kids now, and she just like fought to the death for me, and like I don't know, she just made everything so easy. Like all the after stuff with ACC and like getting help. Like she just went like balls to the wall and got it done for me. She's just like a 10 out of 10 midwife. She's amazing.
Yeah, she definitely goes over and beyond, eh?
Yeah, she does. She's like a lady that is not afraid to speak up. Like she will never bite her tongue, you know? Like she'll get everything she can for us. And yeah, I needed it cuz it was like after that it actually got worse, eh?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't even the bad part. Like I was in hospital for 5 days and then I came home. I was here for like 2 days and then so they sent me home with a catheter. I had a catheter for like 15 days and I started getting like blood clots passing through my catheter. I was in excruciating pain for a whole month while these stents were in. Yeah, it was just like a month-long journey with these stents, and then as soon as they were out, I felt so much better. But Tim had to basically do the kids by himself. Him and my dad helped so much, and we had like friends and family give us meals and stuff. But I don't know how you worked full time and did the toddlers by yourself while worrying about me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a blur, the whole thing, but
It is a
that whole part was fucking hectic, especially when I couldn't work for those few days, and I was like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do?"
yeah.
Like, because plus after like it was all good with the kids because I could take them to kindy, but then the kids got gastro,
Yeah, fuck.
and
How
I
did we
was like,
actually-
"What?" Fuck! It was like I even tried it. Like Tommy was all good for a little bit as well, and I tried to take him back to kindy because I was like, "Fuck, I need to go to I need to be going to work." And they called me from work and was like, "Hey, Tommy's been spewing up." I was like, "Fuck!" Like it was stressful trying to make sure I made enough money just to pay rent. Because if I don't go to work, obviously I don't make money. So like,
Yeah, he's like contract worker.
I'm like, yeah, I do use my Re3 program with a charity called Te Aoka. And so they pay me to go into the schools and teach them the Re3 program. So if I don't turn up to those schools, obviously I won't get paid. So I'm like fucking stressing out. And luckily, like Max's dad, he's an actual goat. Like he just dedicated his whole life to us for those last
Yeah.
3 weeks. I think 3
Like as
weeks.
soon as Kelly started throwing up with gastro, he was like, get the baby, go in the room. You've got a surgery coming up. Get in there, go and isolate. And I left them to it, and Kelly was like throwing up in my dad's hands. My dad's just a fucking weapon like that, though.
Yeah.
Like growing up, and I would have parties and like, young people spewing on the floor. My dad would he would get in there with his hands. Like he's such,
No, he
he's
is.
just
He's a
like that.
machine though.
He
But he
just
like
gets it done.
thrives. He thrives off looking after the kids as well.
Yeah, he does. He loves it. He
But-
raised me, my brothers, he's just,
Yeah. But like in saying that, like fuck, I give it up to solo parents.
yeah.
Parents.
People that just, this is their
Yeah.
reality, their everyday reality.
The everyday reality, like, and I know that mums or like dads just get it done because that's all there is. But if you guys are like, if your relationship is on the verge of breaking up, and the option after that is thinking you're going to be all good of solo parenting, like, do not do that. Try and work it out. Try and figure it out. Like, obviously something's wrong. You need to figure something out because solo parenting is not the way. I'm telling you, like, I was
No
thinking.
one should be made to be a parent on their own.
Yeah, if you're a female and you're going to have a kid with some guy that you know is not going to be there, he's like a 50-50 dropkick, do not have the kid. Because being a solo parent...
No, do not get pregnant.
Yeah, do not get pregnant. Because that was hard as, and that was only for a month. And I was thinking about all the solo dads and solo mums out there, like, holy shit, that is next level. You literally can't do anything else besides the kids. And you get a little bit of free time, like at night to...
And there's a difference as well. There's a difference between a single parent and a solo parent. So a solo parent means they are just doing everything, but they've got financial support from the other parent. And then a single parent has to do the kids themselves 100% and has no help financially from the other parent.
Oh, shit.
And I know a lot of girls that they're in that situation. They have to work and they have to do their kids.
Yeah.
All on their own.
Yeah, it's hectic. I know some dads as well, like my godson.
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah.
he's a solo dad. And like,
While grieving too.
While grieving.
Like, fuck.
So I'm like, I give it up to all the solo parents out there because there's honestly the hardest job, like, and still trying to keep on top of your health and all those things like that. If you can do all those things, you literally can do anything.
Yeah, which you managed to do.
Yeah, I managed to do it. But like I'm saying, if you can do all those things consistently, plus working on yourself, hitting your goals and like doing the job that you need to do, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Because I doubt these entrepreneurs out there could do that. These ones out here with no kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't understand the level of difficulty. So if you are doing all that stuff, you can literally do anything.
For sure.
Just try hit your goals and make it happen because you can do it.
I appreciate you for doing that, for like stepping up. I know that people say you shouldn't reward or like congratulate a fish for swimming, but I think like so many people, men, would have crumbled under the pressure that you were under, and you just got it done. Like looking after baby when I was in surgery, doing the kids on your own, going to work, and just like not even a complaint came out of you. Like you would say you were tired, but not really. You were more like asking how I was, and like that's the thing. Like you went through all of that and still catered to me. Like,
yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, my baby.
Seriously though, it made us so much stronger. Yeah. Here I go again. It's just the hormones, okay? This is postpartum.
Yeah, no, that even me just seeing you go through like all that pain and like sticking it out and like making sure baby is alright. Like she had an option to go on heavy painkillers, but she wouldn't be able to breastfeed. And she didn't do it because she wanted to breastfeed our little girl. But yeah, just seeing you go through that pain all every day, days on end, like just ruthless pain. and still got everything done with the baby. It just made me love you way more. I can't move because of baby.
Thanks, babe. Yeah, ruthless.
Yeah, but also I was like, there was times I wanted to complain, but I was like, fuck, I can't actually complain right now.
Why?
Because you were just going through like way worse shit.
Yeah, but I
But
don't know. That's like a silly thing I'm trying to get out of. Like, stop, like, dismissing your feelings because of the thought of someone else having it worse. Like,
yeah,
I've done that my whole life, and it's silly.
yeah.
But I
But
know what you mean.
it was hard though. I mean, it was good once you became normal again. Because that whole month, like, we didn't even have a conversation.
I know.
Like, I'd done so much shit through that month, then we didn't even talk about it. Like, heaps of stuff with the youth. Like, went out on trips and shit.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just remembered though. We went bowling and things like that.
What?
Yeah. And like, I would come home to like try and tell you something, and you'd just be like,
Guys, I can't even explain this pain. If you've ever had stents, it's just, I can't even explain it. It is 10 out of 10 pain. Constant. While the painkillers, like shitty painkillers, but when they start working for like maybe 10, 20 minutes, and then it's just crazy. Basically, anytime I would try and pee, like a dribble would come out, then my bladder would spasm. Like, I can't even explain it. Oh,
no, no.
like I couldn't even hold myself together in front of my son. Like, in front of Tommy, I was screaming. We couldn't have anyone come over and meet the baby because I was screaming all day, especially at night. It got so much worse at night. Like, I couldn't even get into bed. Like, I would just sit on the ground beside the bed and like work myself up the courage, just to like get into bed. And because when I would lay down, it would just go like out of control.
Fuck.
I can't even explain that pain. So like, we literally didn't talk because I couldn't. Like, he would try and talk to me, I'd just be like there was nothing. The only time I semi felt okay was when I was breastfeeding Sydney, and we would just like do skin to skin or have a shower. That's the only time I felt okay. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that whole time it was a roller coaster for real. But like, all I needed as well was to be able to train. Like, all I needed to do was get up. As long as I got that training in every day, I didn't give a fuck like what was going on with the kids. So as long as I got that in, like, I would take care of the kids and do everything, no complaint.
Definitely makes you realize how resilient you are as a human, as a parent, and like what you can handle. Like, it literally fucks me off when I see people posting about the fact that they're not even going to try breastfeeding, or they're giving up after a couple of weeks because it's too hard and they need to save their mental health. If you think that breastfeeding is hard, I swear to fucking God, you're not going to handle a toddler. If you think breastfeeding is messing up your mental health, there's no way you're going to handle having a 2-year-old. What are you going to do with the 2-year-old? You're going to give that up? But like, and I'm not saying just breastfeeding. I'm saying like a ton of things like that people opt out of when becoming a mum because it's like they're choosing their mental health. Why even get pregnant?
Yeah, I don't.
To me, the second you get pregnant, you're giving your life up. You're going, okay, it's not about me anymore. Like, everything I'm going to do in my life, I'm putting my child first. Because they didn't ask to come here.
Exactly.
You wanted them. Give some shit up for your child. Give the body up.
You can
Give
get it
the
back.
titties up. You're not going to die. You can go through a lot worse. That was the only option I had to get out of the pain that I was in, was to take like opiates, but obviously couldn't breastfeed. I just couldn't give up. breastfeeding to be out of pain for myself. For me, I'm just like, I just 100% put my kids first.
You do every time.
So do you.
But yeah, in saying that, like I used to give it all to your kids. That's what I learned as well over that time with the kids. Like, if you actually lock in with them for like a solid half an hour and just try and give them your all, like full focus, full attention, just lock into what they're doing, you get way more out of it. You do as well. And they end up being like it ends up being easier for you at the end of the day. Like I didn't mind like bedtime routine because it was like I was hanging out with the kids before that, and that's actually what they need.
Yeah.
They want to like hang out with you before they go to bed. That's why when you go to bed with them, if you don't do that, they're just like rascals in the room because they don't get to hang out with you. But now they got you alone in the room. Now they want to talk, hang out, and like do all those things like that. So I reckon if you guys could just, oh, you guys. So I just reckon like all the parents out there, if you guys just try and lock in with your kid for at least 30 minutes before they go to bed, then it's gonna pay off.
30 minutes is fuck all. Your kid needs more than 30 minutes a day if you're separated all
Yeah,
day.
I know. I'm saying before, if you want to get an easier nighttime routine,
right.
Yeah, if you lock in with them for that 30 minutes before they go to bed, then by the time it's ready for you to go to bed, there's not that much talking. Like you can talk a little bit, but they normally just roll over and they'll just start falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then they stay asleep. Where like if you're like trying to stay on your phone and you haven't hung out with them at all once they've got home from kindy or anything like that, like they're just gonna be carnage the whole time, and then you can't get angry at them and be like, "What the fuck, man? Calm down."
Totally.
Or like things like that because you're not even giving them any attention.
That's why I leave my phone in the room as well. Because often it's not like, oh, my kid's boring, I'm going to pick up my phone. It's just we're all addicted to our phones, and it's natural to just go, like it's not that we're meaning to ignore the child, but I just leave my phone in my room and come out here and just be with the kids because, it's just ridiculous how natural it is to grab our phone when, like, the worst thing for me is when Tommy's like doing a dance or something and I look up and like he's looking at us to see us watching him, and being like engaging and being like, whoa, that's an awesome dance move, or like, I can't imagine him doing that and us being like this.
Yeah, hard. Fuck.
That would just kill me.
Yeah, hard out.
And because I've seen you do it, you've probably seen me do it, on the occasion. And so when I see that for my own two eyes, when you've done it, I'm like, fuck, okay, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Because that breaks my heart. He's like doing these crazy moves, waiting for daddy to look up and acknowledge it. And I'm just like, yeah, go.
Yeah, hard.
So yeah, I just leave my phone in the room unless I'm like filming a nighttime routine, which is like once every 3 months. I more do like a morning vlog, which is easy because I don't talk to the camera. I just let it film us doing what we normally do.
Yeah.
I think like another thing that we're trying to get better at is the no screen time for the kids, and also better quality food that they're eating. Like it's so easy to get lazy and just be like, oh yeah, we'll buy tiny teddies and we'll buy chips, and it's also so normal. It's also so seen as normal to buy that stuff, and almost like we're doing something wrong for not giving it to them.
Yeah, hard out.
I hate that shit.
Hard out.
Like, why aren't we celebrating? Like, why are people rolling their eyes because I give my kids like alkaline water instead of like tap water? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
It should be the other way around. It should be like, oh, good on you if, Tim and I don't go out and spend money on drugs and alcohol. Like, this is the shit we like to spend our money on. It's good pH balanced water for us and our kids.
Yeah, hard out. No, and good food as well.
Yeah, and good food.
So it's, I reckon it's good how we're doing kids. But yeah, it was hard, like, because when Max was injured, I did the kids, so we got 2 iPads out. and they started playing on the iPads. And then for dinner, like some nights, I'll just give them just nuggets and chips.
Yeah.
Nuggets
That
and
was
chips.
full survival mode though.
Yeah, hard out.
But like I just think, you know, if you got two parents in the household and like you're both home at around 5 or 6, there's not really an excuse to be doing that. I know we all just support each other in the way that we're like, oh, you know, like fed is best and at least I've eaten, or like, I don't know. I think that we need to get better at that shit.
Yeah, hard out, definitely.
I think we all need to like start calling each other out. Not calling each other out, but being like, oh, have you tried this instead of this? Or like, you know, sometimes I'll spend like literally 30 minutes of my day on a Sunday making my own chicken nuggets for the kids and freezing them all. And just knowing that they can bite into that chicken and it is chicken.
Yeah, hard out.
That's, yeah.
Fuck, I just dropped the mic on the baby. Yeah, hard out. Definitely the good food is good.
Yeah, I think like we need to be more open with chats like that, and yeah, with everything.
Even parenting chats, like with your friends.
Yeah, even like immunizing,
it's
vaccine
hard.
chats.
Yeah, it's hard to like talk to people about parenting though, because you never want to tell someone how to parent.
Yeah, totally.
But if you could make it like more common and being just telling them like what you do differently, or ask them what they do in certain situations.
Yeah.
With another couple, like it could start that conversation. Like I got that few of those conversations going now, a few of my mates. And now we're like pretty deep in it. We're talking about like vaccines and things like that.
Yeah. That's like
which
my
is cool.
favorite thing is to like remain teachable. Like no one likes a know-it-all.
Yeah.
Like anything that we talk about, we're not saying it in a way that we know everything. We just love opening the convo.
Hard.
We love having conversations. Like I still take on so much from people. Like David the other day gave us so many tips for screen time, like cutting down screen time, and like he said that they don't use TV at all, and then in the weekends they watch one movie and that's it. I didn't take that on like, oh well, aren't you the perfect parent?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, wow, how do you do that? Tell me everything.
Hard out.
I'm starting.
He's even got a like a chore, or like not a chores board, but a board with those magnets.
Yeah.
And the treat at the end, he's allowed to watch. The kids are allowed to watch whatever they want on TV.
Yeah.
So like,
but like when I say remain teachable, or just like don't take things on in a victim mentality. Just think, wow, that's amazing. I'd love to improve in that area. Can you give me some tips?
Yeah.
You know, so we take on so much from our friends or even randoms, eh? If anyone wants to like give us any advice, we're so open to it.
Yeah.
But it's more about having the conversation. I love talking about vaccines. Obviously I do try and like do work on my social media, but I lose a lot of opportunity because I like having the conversations on Instagram. I've got a lot of followers that like talking about it as well. And I'm not going to like change who I am just so I can get like some free makeup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to be me. I want to talk about those things. Like the other day I talked about how I eat heaps of oysters before I have the baby to get my vitamin K up. Oysters are super high in vitamin K because we don't do did I just say that twice?
No.
Because we don't do the vitamin K shot. When I posted it, I had a look at my followers and then I looked at it the next day and I lost like 8 followers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so they must be people that have only followed me recently, because it's not like I go on Instagram and rant about vaccines and being an anti-vaxxer, which I am a proud anti-vaxxer, by the way. But yeah, it's just funny to be like, people must find me and be like, oh, cool, I'm going to follow this mum. And I post something like that and they're like, ah!
Yeah, hard.
They can't handle it. Like, I like my family members, like our families vaccinate, or like I follow people that are just like, I'm off to do 6-week immunizations. I'm not like unfollow.
Yeah, hard out.
Like you guys are the haters. Nah. But seriously, there's heaps of combos ready to be had out there. And for me, when one type of way is pushed and you can't find any information on the other way, that is always screaming a red flag to me, and it always makes me dive deep into research. And I love doing that because I don't want to just repeat what I've read on a post on Instagram. Like, I want to get right into it. I need a documentary, and then when I watch that documentary, I'm writing down those scientists' names, and I'm going and I'm like reading through their independent studies. So yeah, I love that shit.
People, that's good that you brought that up, because people really need to start researching their own shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't go off what you see on a reel, or like what you guys see on the news, if people even still watch the news. But whatever you see on like mainstream TV or anything on a reel and shit like that, go research it yourself. Go have a look. Like, go have a look at the hard data.
Yeah.
Search that person's name up. Sometimes Google gives you fake shit as well, so
yeah, totally.
make sure you look properly. Go on DuckDuckGo or
DuckDuckGo like is just an alternative to Google. It's not like censored and got vested interest or anything like that.
There's no ads on it as well. So like some stuff, when you search up something, that will come up first because they've paid the most money to Google when it won't even be right, Also,
instead of YouTube, there's BitChute, BITCHUTE.
Yep.
.com. That's where we watch majority of
That's
our
got
docos.
Some heavy shit on it.
Yeah.
You can type in anything. Like, literally type anybody's name and just send out doing. Type in anybody's name and like shit will come up about them.
Yeah. I think we will probably jump on there in the next few days and get some more shit on Diddy, because we're coming back with another Diddy.
We're coming back with a Diddy do it or Diddy not.
Not that we've done a Diddy podcast yet, but obviously all the indictments are out now. So.
Yeah, and we talked about it a while ago, so we're going to come back. I'm going to see if we can get someone else on with us that knows more as well.
Yeah, totally.
But
it's fun. But yeah, it's good to be back, guys.
Good to be back.
Thought we would just talk about a bit of parenting stuff, since that is really where we are right now. But
we're great right now, actually, as well. Life's good.
Life is really good. We're adjusting, and
Baby's
you might
healthy.
see baby Sid right here for a few episodes, but it's just, this is when the most relaxed is just chilling on their parents and listening to us talk.
Thanks for tapping in, everyone.
Thanks. Peace.